Hi guys, it's Iain again. Thank you for tuning in to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about another book review. This is a book by Reg Local, which is Advanced and Performance Driving. A fabulous book, and I've actually contacted Reg to help me to understand how to self-publish my book, which he did on Amazon and through a business called Create Space, I think it is. Really fabulous book anyway, and some really great insights. This is actually a combination of lots of blog posts off, I think it's Piston Heads and various others. He is, I think he's an ex-police officer, close protection driver, working for the emergency services. He has some fantastic humour inside here as well, very dry ex-police humour, which is standard in that industry, but really good actually. I've been an advanced driver since 2008, I think. Not for a massive long time, but I learnt my I actually learnt a lot of advanced driving techniques when I did my Part 2 training in Wales back in 2005-06. So I knew a lot of these techniques, but he talks a lot more in detail about some of the techniques, and he has a very passionate approach and a much more pragmatic view on road safety than most of the sort of official books, if you like. I learned quite a bit from the book. Well, when I say learned quite a bit, about details more than anything else, about what to look for, how to look for it, etc. It's a very wordy book. There's very few images. The images are not particularly fantastic, and he self admits that the images are an absolute nightmare when you're self-publishing. They have to be of good quality, but the thoughts there, and it's easy to understand it. He talks a lot about commentary and the way in which you do that, but one of my biggest learning points actually is the detail on limit points and positioning. Those two things particularly useful, and again, for the most part I agree with the book. I can't quite remember exactly the points that I didn't agree with. I'm sure it will come to me very shortly. Yeah, one of the key learning points in this book, which I've just remembered by having a quick scan through here. Oh, and by the way, one thing I found very insightful here is he goes through all the different police courses, or certainly the way in which he did those police courses, and I didn't quite realise how those were run and the involvement of that. But he talks very much about the different types of police courses and the way that they're run. He doesn't go into much detail on some of them because he can't, I'm sure, for legal reasons. But one of the things I learned from the book is about how we manage our mistakes, how we should forgive ourselves, and what I think he noticed from training new police drivers is they tended to dwell on their mistakes and then make more mistakes as a result. And what he said was that when you trained them to say, okay, made a mistake, let's move on and make sure we're on it for the next issue, potential issue, etc., that people performed a lot better. And it's okay to make some mistakes and to sort of, but not to dwell on them for too long, etc., which is really good insight. Reg has also set up a fantastic YouTube channel. I'd highly recommend it, so go and have a look at that. Again, I agree with the vast majority of what he says, but the way in which he puts it across is really insightful, really interesting, and again, I agree with a lot of it. He puts it across very nicely, and his videos are really superb, so well done, Reg, doing really well with that. So thank you very much. But yeah, I don't want to give too much away about the book, but so some of it is, looking back at it, is quite funny in the way that he puts things. So thank you very much for that. Highly recommended book. If you're going to go and do your advanced driving test, by which I mean your Rosberg Institute of Advanced Motorists, and there are others out there as well, or if you're doing your Part 2 even, because a lot of advanced tests would look at Part 2. There's some really good insights on here into high quality of observation and vehicle control, as well as the details that you might be looking at from an advanced driver, really. So yeah, very good. and a lot of information in this book. So thanks, Reg. Go and have a look at it online. Available on Amazon, this one. Doesn't say how much it is, but thanks for listening. Have a look at this and see how you get on. Leave some comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for listening. Thank you.